Hi everybody, hi every spirit, welcome very much to my YouTube channel. EsotericCloudSurfer here, ready to start a daily energy tarot reading. Thank you very much for being here, your support is greatly appreciated. I wish you the best thoughts, ideas, feelings and emotions, a whole bunch of individuality, creativity and responsibility as well. Shout out to you, shout out to me, shout out to my beautiful partner Daria. You can check mine and her content using the links in the description down below. You can support this channel, you can support me and Miss Daria directly by checking our channels or donating to us as well using the links in the description down below. Shout out to my SoulGroup and to everybody out there changing the world right now by being themselves and showing to themselves and others that the best way to be is to be your goddamn self. Now let's get started with today's energies. We are experiencing right now a Venus day, a free day in Virgo. We have the Sun in Virgo / Libra, and we have the Moon in Leo, but it will be majorly today in Virgo because it's like 29 degrees right now, so it will spend a lot of time in Virgo. So we will consider the Moon in Virgo. So we have a lot of Virgo energies today, the Sun, the Moon and Venus, but we also have a lot of Libra day because Libra energies because it's a Venus day and Venus is ruled by Libra. Libra is the masculine and the external side of Venus, and then you have the Sun entering into Libra season. It will be either later today, maybe tomorrow, the beginning of Libra season, depending on your time zone, depending when you are watching this video. It might be already Libra season as well. Alright, so with Venus day in Virgo, we are relating, enjoying, sharing information or pleasure in a more realistic, practical, efficient, profitable and communicative way. And we want to associate our values, what we enjoy and our love in places or with people that can support it or can help us find a way to support it so we can build something. Alright, so we want to love in order to build something. So here, that's why Venus falls in Virgo and it's exalted in Pisces, because it's not just about the love right now with Venus in Virgo. With Venus in Virgo, the love is a mean or is a way to achieve something else, to achieve stability, to achieve a way to feel secure and think in a secure way. But it's very easy to misunderstand that with paying the bills or having a job and things like that, because we are talking here about a spiritual type of building. But in more realistic ways, our relationships can be a bit closed off, or they can be a bit more detailed, or they can block or perturb or make us feel a certain way about our imaginations, dreams and illusions, because they're gonna ask us, and we're gonna ask our partners as well, to be more realistic and to make more sense. Don't let that kill the dream, kill the juice and kill the relationship. Alright, then Sun in Virgo / Libra, it means we are starting to create a new way to think and communicate that is lighter and more sophisticated about the detail, organization, work and health that we were paying attention to throughout these whole 30 days. So we're still paying attention to detail, but now we are creating a new way to think about it in a more light and sophisticated way. And Moon in Virgo, it means we are reacting and responding to our worries, to our works, to our energy, to our organization, to our nervous system, to others' nervous system, because it's still mutable. Okay, so we will share our worries, or we feel the need to share and associate our senses of security and comfort, because the Moon in Virgo trines the sign where the Moon is exalted, which is Taurus. Okay, so you have a gift to communicate and open up the things in the real world or in your world that make you feel extremely safe, secure, profitable and valued. But you don't want to do that with anybody else. You want to do that with people that already support you, that they already help you have a sense of security, they already help you feel or think in a more clear way about your internal world and how you relate that with the external circumstances. All right. So it's a lot. Of, it's a very external day, but because it's a lot of earth energies with a sprinkle of air energies, right? But those earth energies will make us a bit more reserved, a bit more private. Okay, it's not totally, because I think I have a video on my channel, or if it's on a live stream, which talks about how earth signs is everything on the earth signs. It's about communication, right? It's about communicating and relating, but in a bit more private, structured, and organized way. That's why you don't are airheaded, or you don't just talk a lot with earth energy, but it's still about those right relationships, those having the right conversations, go straight to business, go straight to the point. It's still about conversation, it's still about relating, but in a way more sturdy and sure way. So that's what we're going to have today. And Venus, by being Venus Day, it's going to lighten up a little bit. It's going to make things a bit more fluid. It's going to make things a bit more moving. But we will always feel a little bit weird, because we are not used in this realm to have such sharp and detailed and clean relationships. It's like our relationships are taking a little bit of bleach, being all cleaned. God damn it.
And some pure vinegar.
Alright, first card of the day, it's the reversed Princess of Swords, reversed Winter. So we are, today, we have the opportunity to create a new space, or to create more space, okay, by cleaning, by organizing, and by detaching. So we can create or arrive to a space that is more empty and by default more cold and more dark, but that's what we need. We have a lot of space to ourselves, okay? And by it being reversed, it means you might misunderstand that. Why? Because it's Venus Day and the sun is going into Libra, so we want to relate, we want to feel connected, we want to have friends, we want to be sociable. But what we need right now with the moon in Virgo is a more space, a more spiritual, okay, a more spacious, more clean, with not a lot of things in it to think, worry, and feel about. So we are detaching, we are going into a more spiritual, profitable space instead of physical, pleasant. We are going to a more spiritually pleasant space, but because it's Venus and in Virgo, which is earth energy, you might think that you should be connecting or feeling in a real way, while we should be connecting and feeling in a more spiritual way towards ourselves, or with people that they already are detaching and they also are in a unique and spacious space. Because if you interact with with people that have a lot of shit in their space, they have a lot of clutter in their space, you can be impacted by that. They can send some trash into you, or that's everything they talk about, and now you go home and you are thinking about the trash they were carrying, but this starts with you. All right, don't misunderstand. We are misunderstanding, but keep in mind, it's always better to be alone. Yes, we want and need to be together, but it's always better to be alone, to remind ourselves, to have a deeper connection with ourselves, to remind and refine our spiritual path, just to feel more inspired, to be more creative, to rest, to rejuvenate, to regenerate, spiritually speaking. All right, so don't let those feelings of dissociation make you feel the need of connection, and then you fall short for validation or something like that. Okay, keep in mind, we are getting what we need, but it might feel a bit weird, and what we need is space for ourselves, detachment from other external things, and that comes with some coldness and darkness, and that might be scary or might be a bit harsh, but it's for our better spiritual development. Let's go to the second card of the day. And that's how it's starting, because then it can be that's how it looks. Then the second card might be very comfortable and very juicy, And it actually is, because it's the Six of Cups. So after you detach from external things, because it's the Princess of Swords, all right? So this is allowing us to create a better, more sufficient internal way to deal with the mind, thoughts, ideas, conversations, and relationships. So we're going to be detaching from that. We're going to be getting more space and realizing what is the right and wrong relationships for ourselves in a more practical and intelligent way. And because then we have a lot of space for ourselves, we have a lot of time for ourselves, we will be gifted with the Six of Cups. So we will have time and energy to pay attention to our own feelings, pay attention and claim power and control over our feelings, emotions, dreams, and illusions. And when you pay a lot of attention to something that grows, so if you pay a lot of attention to your dreams or to your the best spiritual space where you feel real good and you are very creative and you feel strong and nobody can take you down of that spaceship, that thing grows and can manifest into something real that represents that. So after we clean our space internally and externally, after we clean, because you don't need to end your relationships, just how you think about it. You can just give less percentage of energy and time to think about those relationships. You don't need to terminate them. You just get more and because this is in reverse, you might be thinking that. You might be thinking, oh shit, I have to never talk with that friend again. No, just talk less, or talk less as in time, or share less private information with them, or be less relatable, be more yourself, you know? And then you have a lot of space to yourself. You don't think and relate with others so much, so you can feel, think, and conversate and spend a lot of time with yourself. And when we pay a lot of attention to our own internal world, we can see all the gifts and gems that we have, that sometimes when we're just conversating and interacting too much with the real world, we might not realize. So after you have a lot of space to yourself that might feel cold and might be dark, you can pay a lot of attention and claim power and control over your own feelings and emotions. And how does this concludes? How we gonna, or what's the space, what's the awareness that we're gonna create in the end of the day? Whoa, whoop, let's go. Fixed fire, Queen of Wands. All right, so in the end of the day, after we clear our mind and our relationships, after we pay a lot of attention to our own internal space, our feelings and emotions, we will have the ability to receive great spiritual support that allow us to be strong, confident, and prideful without being toxic in our own way to see and feel about ourselves and the world. We'll receive inspiration to be ourselves and to show ourselves into the world, and we gonna be inspiring others as well, and that's how the great support can come to you, because you inspired somebody else and now by default they want to help you, or they feel more relatable to you, they feel more open to you, and they see you as a powerful spirit, so they want to support your projects, or they want to support the expression of your individuality wherever. Okay, but this comes after you pay attention to yourself and you create a higher image or a higher perception and awareness out of your feelings and emotions, of your creativity or your gems and stones, internally speaking, to your spiritual connections as well. So then you just receive this influx of energy from your spirit, okay? Because you have more space to yourself, your space is more clear, so you can see yourself better, so it totally makes sense that now you feel fixed in your creativity and individuality. You feel super supported by yourself and by the spirits that are working with you. It makes a lot of sense, bro. Alright? Receiving great spiritual support that then helps you with creativity, feeling better, feeling lighter, feeling strong, and keeping that way, and manifesting things, or not things, but ways to act and ways to express yourself that are related with this energy, okay? Of owning your individuality, owning your solar plexus, you know? You know what I'm saying? And let's see what dragons can we rise, can we fly in to avoid turbulence, or to just keep a lighter and more clear perspective about this whole story. Alright, so you have a card for each actually. Okay. Alright. Yes, it makes sense. So, when it comes to the part when we're gonna be detaching or separating, or just we want some more time to ourselves, and it might feel weird, others might think weird about us, or others might also like get hurt because we want more space to ourselves. Okay, in order to avoid any turbulence, to avoid any flunking outness, you have the help, or you can access the space of earth and fire dragon. Okay, so you bring more stability, you bring more sense to your feelings and visions, or you express and act on your limits, boundaries, and ways to feel safe and be private. Okay, works with you to clear the fifth dimensional ley line. So this is very spiritual, very emotional work. Okay, it's time for service. When you give, you receive. Okay, and this is very personal. It's not applying to others. Okay, so when you give expression and action to your limits and boundaries, to your ways to feel comfortable, safe, and private, then you receive that. You receive those feelings, you receive those visions, or those materials that are alongside those limits and boundaries that you are upholding. Then, when it comes to paying attention, claiming power and control over our own feelings, emotions, dreams, and illusions, we have access to the fire dragon. Because you might go too deep into your waters, you might start to feel too much, you might start to connect too much, you might start to feel drowned, cloudy, and murky. When that time arrives, or just when you feel too underwater, when you feel too blue, when you feel too dark, when you feel like you can't reach out, just use the fire dragon. Just express it, just say fuck it, just go and smoke something, just go and listen to your favorite music, just go and make a good ass meal, or just go and go punch a boxing bag, or something. Just make a cool ass song, just make something that evaporates that water, express it, act on it, you know, or imagine a lot and make your imagination straight about that shit, you know what I'm saying? Burns up the lower energies around you, okay? Because basically you go deep into your minds, into your mazes, you get all the gems, but then you might get lost. So then you just use the fire dragon to burn all your obstacles, or just to eliminate your path. Alright? Burns up the lower energies around you. Okay? So then you can come up with all the gems and the precious stones. You are safe and protected. Be determined and inspired. Clear your soul pathway. I don't have to say more than that. And then this makes sense. So this basically, it's to make sure you're not toxic with when you receive all this great spiritual support, the inspiration that can lead to a very full pride, or it can lead to you being authoritarian with others around you because you feel so inspired, you feel so fully of yourself. Remind, or the emerald dragon, remind that green energy that it just represents the growth of everything. It represents the value. It represents the pleasure of everything. So if it's everything, and your spirit is in a body, is in a thing right now, it means that if you feel that great, others can also feel that great, or others also have value. Others also have the potential to grow. Others also have the potential to love, and things like that. So just don't forget about others as well, and don't forget about you being very precious and juicy and valuable. All right? Emerald Dragon brings in healing and cosmic abundance. You see, it's basically do not waste this power. Good fortune is coming. Let your thoughts support your divine perfection. Align with your fifth dimensional blueprint. All right. So this is basically what I was saying. Okay. Don't don't be too toxic. Don't be too full of yourself. Use it for something greater than you, as in your physical form. Use this for a more spiritual, a more connective, and expensive purpose. Okay, because it's an emerald, it's a precious stone, it's very valuable. Okay, so you can reach that, or you can become like that once you receive that great spiritual support. All right, so this was everything for today, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed the reading, and I see you next time. The Cloud Surfer, surfing out.